All right. Hey, guys, welcome back to howtobuycrypto.com. I'm going to make sure we are going live. Look at this, see if I get a notification here. And until then, hey, guys, welcome back. It's a beautiful Monday in the fall. Wish it was a little bit cooler, but we're going to be talking about the markets. We're going to be talking about, buying back into Bitcoin after the top. Where's the bottom? What do we look for? But before we do all that, why don't I take a look here and show you the YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed. Hey, shout outs, Lewis. Hey, thanks for the subscription. And I'm glad you're in the market, man. I know you've been talking about it for a while. And I know Carlos has been talking about it for a while as well, and he's talking about getting in. Yeah, welcome, guys. Kudos for taking the step. Also, let's go to the YouTube. Yeah, the Facebook group. If you hadn't joined here, you are welcome to. So I post all the the videos that we make from the channel here. Just to let you guys know. But if you're on the YouTube channel, you get the notification first because I go live, to do these streams. So this would be the place to to get the earliest, or to see me the fastest, and then I eventually post them to the Facebook group. So. What's the market looking like? Here we go. Let's get a refresh here. 198, 197 billion. So guys, I hope you've been listening. I told you, when I was pulling profit at 7,500, and we're looking at 71.87, 4% pullback, 4.5. And, we'll be talking a little bit about that as well. I told you guys about the Bitcoin gold. I saw the bottom. I was buying in, and here you go. Monero, big winner for me today, 17%. I was buying into it and yesterday, and seeing hoping for a swing. Ethereum Classic was doing well as well, but I had already had some positions open. I bought in, I think it was 11.15 or so, and all my stops up to 20% got hit because it had that spike. Monero here. I bought in, I believe it was like 86 or so dollars. And so we got a nice run up here. And, I'm happy to see some green here again in the markets. So look at the top 20 here. So basically, I do want to talk about a couple of things. You know what? Let me just go ahead and say, hey, guys, if you're still new to the market and you're wondering, should we, buy in? When is the right time? I was talking to a couple different people, and they were talking about getting in the market. And I think long term, yeah, you can buy in. It's a great time to buy in if you're looking at this long term. I'm thinking 2020 for the next Bitcoin halving, because that's when you're going to see the the price of Bitcoin again continue to move up. And between now and then, I believe whatever you paid for now is going to be less than in 2020. And that's I'm thinking long term investment strategy. But I'm a trader. I day trader, not with an I, TRADER. I day trade the cryptocurrencies, right? So. I left my full-time job, put my money where my mouth is, and this is my this is my job now. And so I'm watching the charts more closely. And in fact, Saturday night, I'll show you the charts here. I was staying up, and I had my alarm. I was, it kind of helps that I had a job where I had to wake up through the night on a regular basis. I was watching the market Saturday night into Sunday morning, and seeing, hey, where's the bottom, where's the top, where do I want to sell? And anyhow, I'll show you here in a bit how we get to that. But basically, what I was giving some advice, Ethereum and Litecoin are still at good thresholds. They are at some resistance where they're at currently. You might see a 5 to 10% pop from them. But they are not near their all-time highs right now. They're about 75% of their towards their all-time highs, and so they have some headroom compared to Bitcoin, which is has pulled back, and we may see another run of Bitcoin before the fork. But here's the deal: this may have been the top for Bitcoin, and we may have to wait till after the fork, another significant leg down before we see an upswing. So I just wanted to mention that for people looking to get in the market. I don't think Bitcoin right now is the best time to buy in. Ethereum and Litecoin, you can go to the Coinbase app. I'll put the links. I've been not posting the links for Coinbase, but I'll show you here on my phone. You can't see real well. You can see that C right. How do I point? There you go. That's Coinbase app, and you just plug it in. and you can basically, yeah, I can pretty much see that. Buy Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum here. And you can, depending on how you want to fund the account with a credit card, a debit card, or a bank account, you have to verify it to buy in. But very simple process, very, straightforward. If you've ever signed up for, any, a bank, you have to do your verifications and things. So the easiest way, that's the easiest way to get in. And, we're happy to have the new people all the time. So let's go ahead and turn back and look at the market. But again, I'll show you here how I look at the markets, how I anticipate the moves, and what I see, and how I get to those conclusions. So Monero, I am going to be watching, I believe, on the 4-hour. We're looking at like a 5 or so. Oh, here, what, a 4. So I'll be watching to see if we get a completion of the cycle. If not, to see where the top is. Because just, a few minutes ago was backing back down to like $97. So, you could panic sell and not, see the full run. But here on the 4-hour, you can see we're not up to the full completion of the cycle on the 4-hour. Now on the daily, we're on a 2. You can see here that you've got the flip of the indicator from red to green, and because of that, I'm not going to be doing likely not going to be doing a long-term hold on this. I'm going to be flipping for whatever 15% or so profit that I'm looking at right now, and seeing what I can get depending on where it goes over the 4-hour, over the over the daily. We'll see what the indicators go, but basically if you saw this 1 go to the 2 and the 2 start trading above that last I'll just go here so you can see it. Where's the high? Okay, so you're looking at here, you see 14%. If you waited for this point to go flip and give you indicator to a good point at saying, hey, here comes some profit, and buying in, so you would have still had the opportunity to buy in and watch this candle run up. But let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Here's the monthly chart. This is what I've been telling you guys. We're in the 9 count to the full completion of this cycle here. You got a 13 here, so this 13 to me says, okay, we're getting close to a top. And you see this right after this 13, you had a significant red candle. This, the low here was 29.27. The high was 49.50. So that's, 5 to 3 is a $2,000, candle wick. So you had some time to pull profit. If you saw this, if you saw the, the candle, the candle flipping and going red, and this 13, it could have warned you. Now, this isn't as solid an indicator as the 9 is, but the fact that you already had a 13 hit and a 9 here makes me more, pay attention to, do I think the candle is going to reverse? I don't know that it's going to reverse. I do know that we are going to see some downward pressure in the markets. And so let's look here at the weekly. Now we're on a 6 of the cycle. Again, you have a 13 here. So the full here, you would have seen this 9 turn into a 1. And so you didn't get a completion of this cycle, but you do have a 13, which says pay attention. You might see some downward pressure. And here on the 6, this may flip. We may see, a 1, a reset of the count. I think that there's a good chance that this stays green and we don't see a red candle till after, possibly near the fork or after. So this is the 11th, the week of the 11th, and then the 20th here. So we may see red candles this way, but the weekly is saying, there's potential 4 more weeks of upside. And then the daily had this 9. This is, guys, what I was warning you about. I told you guys about this 9. Then you saw a pullback. And then I said, you saw the flips here. I did talk about this 9 as well, the beginning of the month. This is when I was, paying more attention to these indicators and talking to you guys about it, because, I was starting to watch more closely to the charts instead of watching overall trend. I used to watch the overall trend here of the market and look at individual currencies based on what the whole market was doing. And it's, oops, I just did, let's go all. I somehow highlighted the whole thing and moved. Why is it there? Okay. 3 months and looking at, patterns here and seeing, what's the whole market doing, then what should I be doing with individual currencies. But I now, have been paying more attention to specific, like Bitcoin, and my favorite currencies, the top, 20 or so currencies and watching more closely. And so the beginning of the month, I was talking about this. You saw red, you said profit here. And so you had a chance to pull profit on this 9, and then boom, you had a full run up 9, pull profit, and then again here this was consolidating. So this is no indication, or not enough indication for me to buy or sell. You could be cash here or neutral, but then again here, as you're going beyond the highs here on this 2, you see account going up, and again we have the 9. And it's an indication to say, hey, here's a chance to pull profit. You have a 13 here on this run up. That means the cycle has exhausted all the way back from this 9. You see the counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then here the 13. So all the way from back here, the bull run that you had has exhausted off of this 9. You did have another 9 here, but you didn't get a full count. So here's the 13 saying, pay attention to see, on this 9. And I told you guys, this is almost, a perfect doji here on the 9 to tell you, hey, pull profit. And now we have this downward leg. So I told you guys I was pulling profit at 7,500. I think it was like 75.46 and 75.56 between those price points that I was pulling profit. And now we're at 71.61. So hopefully you guys are watching the market if you had the opportunity to pull profit. Now, this is talking about trading. You're coming in and out of the markets. And so basically, if you are looking at a long-term hold, this doesn't matter. You're actually going to want to ignore the numbers here for a little bit, because we may be seeing some pullback. And I've been talking about this for a while. So hopefully you guys know, as far as when I'm talking about prices, I'm talking about, trading on a regular basis. And it really depends on what your method is. If you do more system, trading or method trading versus long-term holding or day trading, where you're watching your trades very closely, within the open and close cycles of the day, and depending on which one of those you are, helps you to understand what you should be looking at as far as price, as far as targets. And for me, I'm watching much more closely, so I'm trading more frequently than most people, I believe, would be doing it. And but I'm going to tell you guys what I see, and hopefully you've been paying attention. Hopefully you're able to pull some profit. Again, I was buying into some positions because I knew Bitcoin was going to be pulling back. I had bought into, like I said, top 20 is really what I generally look at. I already had Ethereum Classic. I had another position in Litecoin, some Ethereum, Dash, Monero, Zcash. I'm trying to think what else is up top. Let me look over here at this chart. Yeah, I mean that's the big ones that I are, like I said, already Ethereum Classic. Oh, you can't see my screen. Here we go. I will never pull all of my Bitcoin out, but my majority position, I pulled profit. Ethereum Classic, I don't like Bitcoin Cash, so I just don't trade it. There's plenty of reasons. You can go back and look at what I feel about it over other episodes. But Ethereum Classic, I already had it. It hit for me. Ethereum, I bought some. It's up about 2% from where I bought it at. Monero, like I already told you, that was my big winner. Litecoin, again, it was up about 1.5 earlier. I don't, generally not messing with Ripple. Zcash, there you go, 1%, and Dash, you're just looking almost 3%, 2.75. And so anyhow, those are the ones that I generally am buying in and out of on a regular basis. But like I said, top 20 is what I generally look at. And I look at the charts on a regular basis to give me indications of what I'm supposed to be doing on them. And let me show you guys here what I was looking at when I made my trade. Here's the 4-hour, okay? Here is, what day is this? Today's the 6th. So on the 5th, you see here, you had a 9 on the 2nd, and then it flipped. And then you had this run up again. 8, and in fact, you know what? I'll show you guys the picture. Here's this one was actually a 9, and this is where I knew, okay, the cycle's complete. Let's see, the high of this was 75.78, the low 73.01. So this, and let me see if I can find that picture. Is it this one? This is the 4-hour. Look at this 9. You see that? at 1400. There's a 9, and then it flipped. Where am I at here? There you go. 10. Yeah, okay, there's a 1400, and okay, see, you're seeing a 1. So only in real time would you have seen that 9 if you were looking for it. Well, where'd it go? This one here. You would have only seen this if you were watching it real time, and I was watching the 4-hour charts. So like I said, if you're paying attention, the market tells you what to do, and you don't always win on these trades. You know, there are some times that you miss it or you don't time it as well. But the truth is, if you're paying attention, the market will give you pointers on what to do. And so this told me, hey, this could be the top. Now, external factors from this is the fact that, you know, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, we got the 2x fork coming up. And even some of the biggest players in the space are saying, we don't know what's going to happen. And because of that, I know that if you look back before Bitcoin, like the gold, if you look at before SegWit, you don't or Lightning Network for Litecoin, you don't always see the top right on the moment before you have the fork. A lot of times you have seen the market has already hit the cycle before you get a 9. Days or hours before, you know, the code is going to hit. And so the market already has completed that cycle and already starts selling off and pulling profit and says, I don't care about the fork. I've already made enough money on the, you know, on the run up, on the bull run. And so they pull profit. And then you see, you know, that it doesn't even make it to that point. And there's already, you know, a sell wall and a cascading effect of, you know, selling brings in more selling. And the same with buying. When you have a bull run, brings in more buying. So the fact that I already, you know, saw a completion on a 9, you saw the monthly is on a 9, you saw the weekly, you see a 13, on the daily, you got a full 9, and with a 13, you know, prior. So there were strong indicators. And so then I go down to the 4-hour and saw again the 9 flip over to the 1, and that's a good signal to me that we're going to see pullback. So hopefully you guys are, you know, learning a little something here and there, and I can, you know, give you some pointers as we go. You can, if you're interested in consulting, I do consulting for $100 an hour, or you can do a course with me. It's $199, and we can talk about, you know, if you want to buy it with Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin is what I prefer. But, you know, however, guys, I'm going to be wrapping it up here. If you got any questions, you can email me at marco@howtobuycrypto.com. Or you can hit me up on YouTube or Facebook, you know, whatever. You got some tips or questions or, you know, ideas, let me know. Talk to you guys soon. God bless. Bye-bye.